So I think we're in for a bit of a grindy one today. We've got Lewis on Abzan and Sylvius on Jund. Should be a interesting match.
Yeah, okay.
Green Black X, right?
The sort of like the classic mid-rangey grinder decks, yeah. Okay.
Yeah, so Sylvius is going to be trying to bolt things out with a slightly more aggressive edge. And Lewis is going to be slightly more controlling of his Path to Exiles and Lingering Souls.
Right, yep. Okay. Yeah, and also a bit of a story for Lewis. He's sort of missed out on top 8 both of the events he's played in so far, so good on him for finally making it into the top 8 here. And for Sylvius, of course, he's second top 8. So,
yeah, he's running it back.
Yep, very nice.
Okay, so Lewis has fired off an Inquisition of Kozilek here. He's going to try and take something from Sylvius at this point. So Sylvius' hand looks a little threat light. It's got a bunch of answers, but not much to back it up. He's got, I think it's a Goyf in there as well, a Goyf and a Bob.
Yeah. Okay.
Lewis is probably incentivized to take the Dark Confidant, I guess, because Abzan's not really known for being able to deal with those cheap creatures very efficiently.
Right.
Because Path sort of leaves them with an extra land, which can be pretty bad early on.
Yep.
But we'll see what he decides to choose here.
And I guess that's the most obvious piece of card advantage in his hand that he might want to battle.
Yeah. So he's taking the Eruptor case. So I guess he's got a threat of his that he might want to defend here.
Okay.
So I guess we'll see what that is over the next turn or two.
Okay.
Looks like it might be a Grimflare in his hand, actually.
Right, okay.
It's like a card at that point.
Yeah.
But I guess he might have a bit of trouble with this Dark Confidant, because it doesn't look like he has a clean answer apart from the Path to Exile.
But then that puts Sylvius up a land drop.
Yeah, it sort of almost gives puts Sylvius in an extra turn ahead.
Yep.
Yeah, and Sylvius drawing that Liliana is not great for him either. There you go. It's straight to the bin.
Yep. All right.
He's got Bolt, Collective Brutality, and Goyf in his hand.
Okay.
So I guess if Lewis can get a creature above 3 toughness, Sylvius will have trouble dealing with it.
Yep. Okay. So that Tarmogoyf, finding a Tarmogoyf, and
or
even the Grimflayer with Delirium.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay.
Okay, so Sylvius is actually going to get some cards out of this Bob, which is pretty dangerous for Lewis. So we'll see how this plays out.
Looks like it was another threat as well. So
Scavenging moves?
Yeah.
Awesome. So we might just see, we'll probably see Sylvius just start really pressing his advantage here. He doesn't have to leave mana up for any removal at this point. So if he can, he's just going to start just really
deploying threats.
Yeah, putting Lewis under the pump.
Yep. Okay.
Okay. No,
he's just going to...
Yeah. Okay, so he's forcing the Path to Exile out of Lewis.
Okay.
But this exchange is still positive for Sylvius, I believe. No. Okay, well, he misses, but it also means that Lewis has nothing.
Yeah. So now Lewis has 3 types in his graveyard, I believe: a land, sorcery, and instant.
Yeah, it looks like it.
Is that right? Yep. Okay.
Yep.
Is there any way for him to get a 4th type into the graveyard to get that Grimflare out?
He does play Mishra's Bauble, so he can draw Mishra's Bauble and just crack it straight away.
Right. Okay.
Which is one way to dodge the Bolt that's in Sylvius' hand. I drew Lingering Souls.
Okay,
yeah, there you go.
That's another good card against Lightning Strike. Yeah.
Looks like he's thinking about playing the tap land here, the man land.
Okay. Shambling Vents?
Wouldn't really... Yeah, the Shambling Vents, sorry. But I don't think he really does anything if he does that, because he can't cast a Grimflare either.
Right.
So I think we'll see a fetch shock here.
Okay.
Followed by either the Grimflare or the Lingering Souls.
Okay.
I imagine with his knowledge of Sylvius' hand, it's going to be the Lingering Souls.
Yeah. Makes sense.
Yep.
And with left field pretty even at the moment, the Lingering Souls could be very good.
Yes, definitely.
Yeah.
I mean, Sylvius is going to try and break through it with his Goyf that he has in hand.
Yep.
But those Lingering Souls buy a lot of time if Lewis needs to set back up again. And a Goyf is a lot easier for Lewis to deal with than Sylvius. Okay, so Lewis is being very defensive of his life total here with his just getting a bunch of basics. Yeah. I guess if he has the Shambling Vents in his hand, he's not too concerned.
He'll get to play that at some point.
Yeah.
Untap with it.
But in a way, it sort of leaves him unable to follow up with Liliana next turn if he wants to do that.
That's true. Yep.
So, Okay, so he's going to lead with Grimflayer. He's going to walk into the Bolt, I guess.
Okay. What does this mean? So is he valuing Lingering Souls in another way?
Differently. Okay. Well, it seems like it.
Okay.
Yeah, it's kind of awkward for... I don't know. Is there a 4th type we just missed in the graveyard? I don't think there is.
No, there wasn't.
No, okay.
Yeah.
Alright, so here's the Lingering Souls. So Sylvius might regret not deploying a threat last turn.
Because he's going to take Lilian out.
Yeah, well, he doesn't have that pressure anymore.
Right.
At least I think he has a Goyf in his hand. Okay. So Lewis is now handless. So is that extra card that Sylvius has drawn? Yeah, there's the Goyf.
Yep. Okay.
Cool. Yeah, so Sylvius having cards in hand is obviously a huge advantage for him.
Yep.
Yeah, so it leaves Lewis at the mercy of the top of his deck, I guess.
Wow, that's a pretty good one.
Yeah.
Okay.
Another Lingering Souls for Lewis. So I guess we could see Sylvius get overrun here, actually.
Yeah.
That's important to note that every single hand disruption spell that Sylvius draws at this point is going to be completely dead.
Right, yep.
So this is one of the dangers of hand disruption in the matchup. Because they don't really do much. They sort of give you like air in the deck later on.
Is that 6 types?
4 types, right?
Well, in all graveyards.
Planeswalker?
Right?
Yeah. Are you missing an artifact or something? Is it? So instant sorcery, creature, land, Planeswalker. Did
I'm not sure. We're getting confirmation that it is 6.
Okay, sure.
Creature, Planeswalker.
Goyf is a 6/7. Okay. Maybe there's a Mishra's Bauble we missed at the start of the game.
Maybe, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's a big Goyf.
Yep, pretty big. And so Law's choosing to jump there.
Yeah.
I guess he's hoping to find an answer at some point? Is that the plan?
He might actually just be able to get away with just chipping away at Sylvius' life total.
And then flashing back the
flashing all those Lingering Souls back.
Okay.
So Sylvius has the so Sylvius has Scavenging Ooze here, but I don't think it's going to work. So in response to the first one being cast, he can eat the other one.
Okay.
While it's on the stack, because he can't cast the other Lingering Souls. So he's going to be able to stop one set of these souls with his Scavenging Ooze, but at the cost of 3 life.
Right, yep. Which, is pretty relevant when there's going to be 5 power in this
Definitely.
game.
And I mean, Lewis could probably buy some time with his Shamley events as well, to just chump block the Goyf, and crash in for, 5 in the air across a few turns.
Right, yep.
That leaves Sylvius pretty dead.
Yeah. So Sylvia's sitting with the Lightning Bolt in hand still. So
Yes.
I guess Lewis kind of had a visual 14.
Yeah, but Lewis knows about that Lightning Bolt from his Inquisition at the start of the game, so I'm sure he's going to factor it into his math, and try to kill Sylvius over 3 turns rather than just 2.
Yep.
Yeah, Lewis is a pretty careful player, so I'm sure he won't blunder into that one.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Swamp for Sylvius.
There's quite a few lands in the graveyard there, so that that Scavenging Ooze is also going to gain a bit of life, isn't it?
How many creatures are around? There's the Grimflayer.
It's only the creatures that gain
just
life?
the creatures, yeah. I think there's only a Grimflayer in the graveyards at this point.
I think that's right. Yeah.
Maybe another one. Because of that Bulb was exiled the Dark Confidant was exiled by Path to Exile. Yeah, and then the awkward part as well is Scavenging Ooze. If it eats all the creatures, that Goyf is going to shrink back down again as well.
That's true.
So a little bit of tension there for Sylvius.
Yeah.
And okay, so he's crashing in for a bunch of damage. He's just got a race at this point.
Yep. And he chooses to so gaining that point of life. He's basically taking 1 power off the Goyf and putting it onto the Ooze there.
Yeah.
Gaining a life in the process.
Yes.
So, yeah.
Which is reasonably relevant. It doesn't quite change the clock, going from 11 to 12 life, because I think he's going to die in chunks of 4 damage to those spirits.
Right. Yep.
If the bolt is factored into it. Okay. We might see a Shambling Events attack here as well from Lewis.
Yeah. So does Sylvius have any cards in hand? I can't.
I believe he's got the bolt.
The one. Oh, of course.
On the table in front of him. Yeah. Okay. So Lewis has got to think about, because he knows about the bolt, right? He's got to think about how many creatures he wants to attack you with here. So if he sends 4 spirits into Sylvius, he puts Sylvius to 8, and then he can leave like a spirit back in the Shambling Events to block. Because if he just sends everything in, so there we go.
Yeah.
If he sends everything in, he won't be able to block because of the bolt next turn.
Oh, he had a Polygon's command. Oh, wow.
And he managed to snipe an Anafenza out of his hand as well.
Wow.
Yeah, so he got some value out of that one.
Yeah, not bad. Okay.
So Polygon's command is one of the differences between Jund and Abzan as well. It's just a straight up 2-for-1, and it's a sort of the spell you're looking for in this matchup.
Yeah.
So Sylvius can use it to buy back his creatures if they haven't been path to exiled from his graveyard,
right,
by returning them to hand. Or he can do what he just did then and start sniping cards out of Lewis's hand.
Yep.
So I don't think he really cares what cards he hits as long as his cards are trading for 2 cards at once, rather than 1-for-1 the whole time. Okay, so there's a block from the Spirit there.
But I mean, that was really relevant. The clock is now 4 turns instead of 3. So.
It's definitely changed around now.
Yeah.
I mean, Sylvius could also just point that bolt at Lewis's face as well.
Yep.
Because Jund has reach and Abzan doesn't really have that ability. So, I mean, it might incentivize Lewis to just force Sylvius to burn his bolt on his Shambling Vents.
Yep.
By animating it and blocking. But here we go.
What was the last?
All right. So Sylvius is revealing his hand or something.
I'm not sure.
Yeah. Okay. Is he just trying to say you're dead?
Maybe.
Maybe. Okay.
We're getting
confirmation on that one.
Oh
no!
Wow.
Obstinate Bailoff.
So he's just realised he had a sideboard card in his deck.
Okay.
Which
that's unfortunate.
Yeah. So I believe that's a game
loss.
Right?
Yeah.
Okay. Wow.
Sylvius, no. So that Obstinate Bailoff is good. Really changes the math.
It really did. Yeah. Okay, and of course, Sylvius had to doing the right thing and then saying that. Pointing it out to the judge.
Yeah, definitely. Calling it himself is always the correct thing to do.
Yeah, of course, yeah. So unfortunate for Sylvius there, but...
yeah. Very unfortunate.
Yeah.
That would have been interesting to see to its conclusion, I think.
Yeah.
It could have been anyone's game at that point.
Yeah, were there many top decks you could see Lewis finding at that stage?
I mean, he could just find another Lingering Souls even.
Yeah,
just just really gun at that board again.
Yep.
Removal Self for the Goyf as well. Yeah, there's a whole bunch of things that could sort of really swing that around.
Yeah.
I think, judging by his deck, there's a few different options there.
Okay.
Even something as simple as like his Collective Brutality and just gaining a bit of life.
Right. Okay.
Change the numbers. Yeah.
Yeah, because it was a tight race. It was just coming down to a couple of turns at a time.
Yeah, definitely. Okay. So I guess we'll probably see Sylvius sideboard that Obstinate Bailoff in.
Okay.
But Sylvius has a spicy bit of tech for this matchup.
Oh,
which he keeps spruiking.
I've heard about this. Talk us through it.
His favorite card, I guess at this point, is Inferno Titan.
Okay.
Yep.
Let's have a look at that one.
So it's 4 red for a 6/6, which when it comes into play, it deals 3 damage divided as you choose amongst 3 targets.
Okay.
And then when it attacks, it does the same thing, and you can pay red mana to give it more power.
Okay.
I guess Sylvius might have an affinity to this card because it's basically resembles him. That's what Sylvius is known to look like when he's angry. Like just crashing the things. It's an Inferno Titan.
So his beard gets nice and fiery.
Yeah, it gets really, it just lights up.
Okay.
Okay. I believe we're going to see him.
Bring this one in.
Yeah. So this is I think we're looking at Lewis's sideboard at the moment.
Oh yeah, too.
But still good to see the Inferno Titan there. But yeah, so Sylvius is, I think he's pretty prepared. Yeah. Here we go.
Yeah.
So the idea is trying to get as many 2-for-1s as possible. So things like Kitchen Finks are pretty good. It's a little awkward that, because it's Abzan though, they're not actually killing the creatures, they're going to be exiling
it, right.
So we might see a few different things, that's right. Yeah, so I think we might see the Obstinate Bailoff to try and deal with Liliana a bit more, or like even the battlefield. We'll see the Inferno Titan, and maybe some Damnation as well. And maybe even Thragtusk, yeah.
Yeah, okay. Yeah. So yeah, it just this can turn into a bit of a race. So I guess getting that bit of life.
Well, the Thragtusk
being a 2-for-1.
Yeah, it's straight up just a 2-for-1.
Yeah.
Like it turns into a 3/3 body when it leaves the battlefield. I mean, like it trades for Goyf or something like that a lot of the time. So
yep.
Yeah, we'll see how it plays out.
Okay.
And it'll be interesting to see if he also chooses to use Nihil Spellbomb or Relic of Progenitus as well to try and interact with the graveyard.
Okay.
Shut down
Grim
Player,
right.
Souls.
Okay. Yep. Okay.
Cool.
Yeah, and how about Lewis? What do you think he's looking at here?
I think Lewis is probably looking at things like engineered explosives, maybe kitchen finks as well. Kitchen finks is a lot better against Jund than it is against Abzan.
Okay.
Because it really does become two bodies. Eat two removal spells or just sort of mess with combat a bit more.
Yep.
We might see the Maelstrom pulses to deal with some of Sylvius's like planeswalkers, like Liliana.
Yep.
But I'm not 100% on that one. We might see the Abrupt Decay first. Just because Maelstrom Pulse can be a bit awkward if you because you both play some of the same cards.
Right.
So hitting like their Goyf kills your Goyf.
Yep.
So you got to be very careful about how you sort of dance around that. I reckon Lewis is probably going to drop down on his things like his Noble Hierarchs, like those cards which don't really do anything.
Yep.
But I expect both players to remove all their hand disruption, like Inquisition and Thoughtseize.
Okay, just cut all of it out. Entirely.
Yeah, because those cards are just awful top decks.
Right, and that's what this is going to turn into.
Yeah,
By the end of the game,
it's
just going to be drawn.
Yeah, you saw Lewis ran out of cards pretty quickly.
Yep.
I reckon both of them will sort of end up in that position pretty quickly in these matches.
All right. Okay, cool. Well, I think the players are ready to go, so we'll jump back over now.
Cool.
All right, and Sylvius has chose to play.
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to some Inferno Titan action.
Okay, yeah, I do want to see that. So, I mean, I guess the 3 damage as you choose, divided as you choose, kill spirits pretty well.
Yeah, it's
like
basically just like get rid of those. Could be like kill 2 spirits and do the last point of damage to Liliana. Like there's all sorts of things you could do with it.
Okay, once he gets to that 6th land, I'll be watching intently.
He has to hit 6 lands.
Yeah.
So. It's ambitious. I'll give him that.
Okay, Grim Lavamancer.
Okay.
All right, so that's just going to be a 1/1 for a little while.
So I think it's going to mainly try and shoot down things like Lingering Souls tokens. But there's a chance he could exile his own graveyard and shoot down a Goyf if Lewis isn't careful.
Right, okay.
Because he could take 2 types out of his graveyard and then kill it. Which has happened before. So.
Okay, cool.
But we might just see it attacking for 1 here for a bit. But once again, those small creatures like Grim Lavamancer and Dark Confront, Lewis does have a little bit of trouble dealing with cleanly, I guess.
Yeah, and follows up with Grim Flare, so pretty nice.
Yeah, so Grim Flare plus Lavamancer is a bit of a combo. So Grim Flare is going to fuel that Lavamancer and keep putting cards in his graveyard for Sylvius to just keep pinging things. So dealing 2 damage where he wants to by exiling 2 cards in his graveyard.
Yeah, it seems pretty powerful interaction.
Yeah. And
cool.
he gets to just choose the best of his top 3 cards in his graveyard.
Right, yep.
The top 3 cards of his deck, sorry, to draw every turn.
Okay, and Lewis agreeing that the Grim Flare is a good card, plays his own one.
Yeah, so unfortunately for Lewis, Sylvius has the removal spell and just crashes right in there.
Wow, okay. So this feels like a big swing.
Yep.
Getting to set his next draw step up.
It's a pretty big tempo play for Sylvius.
Yep.
So he's head on board by 2 permanents at this point. Lewis has to try and clear them out and re-establish his own board, whilst trying to dance around that Grim Lavamancer, trying to ping off his any of his 2/2s or anything like that.
Right, yeah. Is that a Fulminator?
Yeah, it looks like Lewis brought his Fulminator mages in.
Okay.
It's not unheard of.
What's the upside of bringing a card like that in here?
He can deal with things like Raging Ravine.
Right, okay.
Cleanly. So he can get rid of those man lands when they get activated. Even just like leave it on the board and threaten to kill it if he activates. Okay, so we see the Liliana here. And so we just gets rid of the Grim Lavamancer. Okay.
I might just ask the players to bring the graveyards over so you can see the
Oh,
types.
yeah, that'd be great. But if Sylvius isn't careful here, actually... Oh, no, okay, never mind. He's found enough red source.
Right.
So say that 4-mana Mage might be able to still take Sylvius off red entirely. Doesn't seem like the case here. So I'm fairly sure that the Grim Player is coming in for 2 damage only, not 4.
Okay, yeah.
But once you see the graveyards, it'll be a little bit clearer.
Yep.
We see Sylvius just churning through his...
There we
go.
Hey. Thank you, players. Okay.
Okay, yeah, so that's a 2/2 Grim Player at the moment. But I think Sylvius has found a Liliana in his pile of 3 cards.
Okay.
So he adds that to his graveyard. He upgrades his Grim Player immediately.
Okay, seems good.
But he might want to actually just keep it on top. Yeah. All right, so 3 cards on top. So Sylvius wants all these cards.
Okay.
There's the backup Grim Lavamancer as well.
Okay.
Now Sylvius gets a chance to fetch away those 3 cards with his Wooded Foothills. So if he wants to try, if he thinks those top 3 cards aren't good enough anymore after Lewis's turn, he can just shuffle them away.
Okay, seems good.
So
okay, and there is a Maelstrom Plus.
Yeah, it's very, very dead.
Yeah.
Dead Grim Player.
And of course, Lewis had the freedom to cast it that turn because his own one was destroyed the turn earlier.
Yeah. So Sylvius is clearly playing the Grim theme deck. With Grim Players, Grim Lavamances.
Okay, I didn't even realize. Okay. And Lewis has another one in hand. Okay. Looks like he's sitting there with a Liliana.
So Sylvius has actually come quite far down on resources here. I mean, he's got what looks like 1 card in hand, 1 or 2 maybe, and Lewis just has what 4 or 5 cards in hand. I think we're going to see him cast Grim Player and Liliana this turn.
Okay.
And just turn this board state right around.
Yeah. Yeah, it's quite incredible. So, I mean, Sylvius definitely looked like he was way ahead there.
Yeah, but
early on.
Yeah, Lewis found a way to come back,
Yeah.
and Sylvius wasn't able to quite solidify his position.
Mm-hmm.
You can see most of the cards he cast were just straight up 1-for-1s.
Yep.
So there was no point where he was pulling ahead on cards at all.
Right. Yeah.
It's a little unfortunate for him. Like Grim Player is good, but it doesn't quite get you real cards. It just gives you selection.
Yep.
Rather than actual card advantage.
Okay. Oh, he's choosing to tick it up. Okay.
Okay, that's interesting.
So not worried.
Okay, so I think Sylvius might have gone upstairs with that bolt.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay, so we might see him try and burn Lewis out with these
with the
Lavamancer activations. Yeah.
Well, he also knows what he's drawing, right, for the next couple of draws.
Yeah. Okay.
So.
Yeah. So he didn't want to fetch there at all. Interesting.
Yeah.
Okay, so now he could double fetch now after drawing that card.
Okay.
What's
so obviously he wanted what was on top. Okay.
Oh, Inferno Titan. The top of his deck is just like Inferno Titan, the extra lands. Like, I want to see this game finish with like an Inferno Titan to the face.
Yeah,
like,
yeah, that'd be sweet.
6 mana, bolt you for 3.
Yep. So does Lewis have Delirium?
Lewis? I don't think he does. I think we got sorcery, creature, land in his graveyard.
Just double check that.
Yeah,
he's got a creature. Yeah, so creature.
Yeah, he's got Grim Flayer, Maelstrom Pulse, land, and I
don't think he's cast any instants.
Yeah, I don't think he's cast any instants so far.
Okay.
I mean, if you're looking for a last card type for Delirium, instant isn't a bad one.
Yeah.
Because you can always sort of throw Sylvius' math off.
Right.
So Sylvius is judging combat as well as Grim Player as a 2/2.
Mm-hmm.
And Lewis can add instant speed to
Yep.
the graveyard.
Yeah, it's like doubles as a trick. Probably removal spell plus a pump on the.
Yeah, it's a pretty dangerous spot to be in.
Yeah. Okay, so it's probably Liliana on top.
Oh, okay.
Is my guess.
So I might see this Liliana roll down.
Yeah, looks like it.
This is going to be interesting because Sylvius is now. So Lewis's Liliana can kill that Grim Lavamancer straight up.
Mm-hmm.
But Sylvius can point for 2 damage from the Lavamancer at Liliana and finish her off.
And then Sylvius is left with the Planeswalker.
Yeah, I think Lewis is pressured into that because that Grim Lavamancer will just kill him otherwise. Yep, so here we go. But maybe Sylvius really does want to just like hit him in the face.
Yeah. Well, he wants to rip that Inferno Titan off the top right in the game.
Yeah. But I guess actually so because Lewis has Shambling Vents, he can slowly grind his way back in. Yeah, here we go.
There we go. Okay.
Right back into his game. So he's getting 2 points at a time.
And there's the Bauble.
Yep.
So so that's an interesting card. What is it doing in this deck?
So Mishra's Bauble is basically just there to just get a free artifact into the graveyard.
Okay.
For Grim Flayer.
Okay.
But you can do a few tricks of it, like look at the top card of your deck, and then use a fetch land to shuffle it away if you don't need it.
Right. Okay.
So before the draw happens, because the draw on Mishra's Bauble is delayed, it happens at the beginning of the next turn's upkeep.
Mm-hmm.
So if Lewis is looking for a specific card, he can kind of like pseudo scry it with a fetch land.
Right. Okay.
But most of the time, it just goes straight to the graveyard for
just for the second Delirium.
Yeah.
Okay. So it's kind of a cantrip that has a bit of utility.
Yes.
And doesn't really cost a card.
Yeah, exactly.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, it makes Goyf much bigger than normal as well.
Right. Okay. Very nice. Okay. And so Lewis finding a kitchen fix here, and suddenly his left field is looking a bit better.
Okay, so that's a Scavenging Ooze.
Yep.
So that Kitchen Finks is not going to be as useful in the face of that Scavenging Ooze. Because while it's in the graveyard and trying to persist, Sylvius can eat it and exile it, and it will never come back.
Okay.
So it's a little bit of an awkward spot for Lewis here.
So here is the Finks.
Yeah, so that persist trigger being the important part of the card, which makes it
quite powerful.
Yeah, it makes it basically a 2-for-1 because it's going to be double.
Yep.
It requires 2 full removal spells to kill it.
Yep.
And then gains 4 life as well, so it throws like combat math
and it's a sizable body, can really beat down.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, it fights with Grimflayer as long as it hasn't been popped by Delirium.
Right. Yep.
Okay, so Lewis has drawn the answer to Scavenging Ores, unfortunately. It's that Abrupt Decay.
Yep.
So I think we're going to see him start beating down now from his 3 life.
Yeah.
I mean, Sylvius has 6 lands. Maybe if he doesn't realize it, like, because if Lewis just like kills Scavenging Ooze here with Abrupt Decay,
yep,
and then plays a full native mage and doesn't use it
attack with event,
or doesn't, if it doesn't attack with events, doesn't use his full native mage, maybe saving it for like a Raging Ravine.
Yeah,
Sylvius could just untap and Inferno Titan.
We could see it. I mean, I'm down for that.
That's what we're here to see, right? Like,
I'd be sad if he chose not to bring it in. This is right?
He definitely brought it in.
Okay, all right.
He's been telling me all day how it's the matchup it's for. So.
Okay, all right. Okay. Okay, he's going for that. Okay, maybe he's privy to this Inferno Titan.
And Sylvius has been pretty vocal about it. Also, more realistically though,
he could find a bolt of stuff.
Yeah, bolt is exactly it. Exactly it. Yep.
Okay.
So I guess we'll see how this goes.
All right, and he's keeping that green and black mana up.
Yep.
Probably. Okay, just going for it right now. Was there any value in maybe waiting until? It was already large enough to deal lethal. So
the danger is that Sylvius gets more green mana if he untaps.
Yep.
He might be able to start eating Lewis's graveyard, taking away any of his delirium.
Right.
Or if Sylvius untaps and draws a card, if he draws a removal spell, he could kill the Finks and then eat it.
Right.
Which sort of leaves Lewis in a bit of an awkward spot.
Mm-hmm.
So I think it's totally fine just to fire it off there.
Okay.
I said like both players are kind of like playing off the tops of their deck at this point anyway.
Yeah, but I guess the difference is Lewis has got 2 threats on the board.
Yeah. Like those man lands really doing work.
Yep.
You can sort of see why they're important because they just they're land drops early on, but late game when both players are out of spells, they can just kill your opponent.
Yep.
I think I
think he did. Wow. Well, there you go. So Lewis definitely taking the correct line there.
Yep.
Would have been punished pretty severely if he hadn't.
Yeah. I think so Sylvius can fire off his bolt to kill this Shambling Vents.
Yeah.
Or he can point it at Lewis's face and put him to 3 life.
Yeah.
Okay, no, he's going to take the safe line.
Okay.
All right. If he draws another bolt here, he's going to feel awful.
Or a Titan.
Yeah.
I missed that. What was it?
Probably wasn't a bolt or a Titan.
Well, if it was, he's got a fantastic poker face.
Okay, so he's in a bit of trouble now because Lewis has got the Goyf, and that Goyf is going to close this game out very fast.
It's going to be very large as well, isn't it? Okay.
And he's I think Sylvius realizes he's got something because that Shambling Vets is not coming in either.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
So I guess Lewis assuming that card that Sylvius drew wasn't a bolt.
Yes. Well, he's on 4 life, so he should be safe here.
Oh, as in from the turn before.
Oh, sure.
Yeah. Choose to play something. Yeah.
I guess Sylvius is out here as Damnation. That's what he's looking for.
Okay.
Even the Thrag Tusk would be fine.
Mm-hmm.
Really just get some life and try and trade it off of 2 things.
Yep.
But I think he really needs to clear that Goyf out. So we'll see what he does about it.
He's tapping 3 mana. Could it be a Calling Command?
Oh, I guess that gets his own Goyf back.
It's not terrible.
I mean, what's he got for 3 mana? He's got Liliana, Culligan's Command. Maybe Maelstrom Pulse if he has it still. I don't think he's got Maelstrom Pulse anymore. Here we go. Okay, it is the command.
Okay.
All right. So I think he was asking whether or not it would be counted if that full native mage was sacrificed.
Right. Okay. So the Lewis is still the target. Has he chosen return a creature or discard a card?
I think he's returning a creature. I would be surprised if he was doing.
Yeah, he's returning Scavenging Ooze. Yep.
Okay, Scavenging Ooze.
Okay, and so he's still got a target for the spell, so that should resolve.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay, here we go. I mean, that Scavenging Ooze, if he had more time, he could probably slow that Goyf right down by just like eating all the card types.
Mm-hmm. But he's actually kind of a little bit choked on green mana now as well.
Yeah, he's only got 2 sources of it with that Stomping Ground gone.
Yep.
But I don't think he'll have time to really work his way through that.
Mm-hmm.
I think we'll see Lewis animate his channeling advantage attack of everything, because Sylvius is kind of pressured to block the Goyf no matter what.
Yep. It is a 6/7, I think.
It's a huge Goyf.
Yep. So that bobble, there you go. Like
really pushing it
a
up.
little point. Yep.
Yeah, so the Planeswalker and Artifact card types.
Usually the harder ones to get.
Yeah, definitely. We don't usually see an enchantment or artifact in green black X decks.
Mm-hmm.
So being able to like one up that Goyf is pretty important. Okay, so Sylvius eating creatures. Eating the full mana mage, I think.
Right. Okay.
Yep.
Makes sense. Gains a point.
Oh. Or did he eat the artifact? No, he had to eat a creature there.
Is that?
Oh, was there only one creature in the graveyard? Ah, okay.
Wow. Okay.
I guess it was the full mana mage.
All right. Fortunately, he has to trade his creature off there, though.
Going to 1 as well.
Yeah.
That's not great.
Yep. It's looking rough. And that counter on the Finks is not a +1/+1, it is a -1/-1.
Not even Damnation saves him here as well, because of the man land.
Right.
There we go. Okay.
Oh. Okay.
Unfortunate, Sylvius.
Yeah, rough one for Sylvius. But, yeah, good news for Lewis. He's been fighting hard to get into a top 8, and he's made it now, so... it goes on to the semi-finals.
I guess this is the end of the Inferno Titan dream as well.
Yes, we didn't get to see it. We'll have to find out whether or not he included it in his deck.
I'm sure he did.
I kind of want him to like find it and show the camera, but
okay. Apparently he has already Inferno Titan the Maidri midrange deck today.
Oh, he did?
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
So the Lingering Souls tech lives on.
Okay. Fantastic. All right. Okay. So bad luck to Sylvius. He's done well. Second top 8 of the series, and first top 8 for Lewis. So, excellent. We'll go to a break, and we'll be back with the semi-finals very soon. Okay.
Excellent.
Cool.